am Lucy Liu, a holistic health practitioner and a registered dietitian. Today, I am going to talk about how your gut microbiota can contribute to your weight gain. There are over 100 trillions of microorganisms in your gut, and they are gatekeepers to your health. From Western medicine, we have learned that a healthy and balanced gut microbiome flora is a key to maintaining proper digestive functions. Furthermore, it performs as a barrier in the gut and plays an important role in the immune system. Your gut microbiome flora also ferments indigestible nutrients and aids the production of micronutrients such as vitamin B and vitamin K, and reduces harmful toxins. The composition of human breast milk is an amazing example to demonstrate how nature works for a diverse and resilient human gut microbiota. We know that babies do not have the necessary enzymes to break down certain complex carbohydrates, such as oligosaccharides in human breast milk, but there is one particular gut bug called Bifidobacterium infantis in the infant's digestive tract, which helps break down oligosaccharides to provide energy to the baby. It also provides nutrients to the infant's intestine lining to support its growth. Therefore, it plays an important role in the development of a healthy digestive system and immune system for an infant. Human breast milk nourishes a baby and also feeds the healthy bugs in the gut. This is why breastfeeding is critical for infants' health and the development of a strong and healthy immune system. Many people are not aware that many autoimmune diseases are linked to infant formulas because an infant's gut is not fully developed to handle GMO food and other chemicals in the formulas, including preservatives and artificial flavoring compounds. They are foreign chemicals to the body and attack the infant's gut and immune system, which lead to food allergies and other autoimmune system-related health challenges. For example, asthma is related to gut microbiome. In TCM, the lung is linked to the large intestine. If your gut microbiome is off balance, it can in turn affect the microbiome in the lungs. Did you see the connection here? Fibromyalgia is linked to muscle pain. According to recent research, the gut sends a signal to the brain to trigger the vagus nerve to stimulate the release of pain signals to the body. Let's look at it from a different perspective from TCM. The spleen and stomach meridian channels control the healthy state of the muscles, and they are all part of your digestive system. This suggests that the fibromyalgia is also linked to the gut health. What about weight gain? Your gut sends a signal to the hypothalamus in the brain to influence your pituitary gland to release hormones and that control your appetite, such as leptin and ghrelin. Leptin supports it to control your appetite, but in an inflammatory state in your gut, leptin resistance is developed. Just like insulin resistance in diabetes. Therefore, your body doesn't recognize and respond to changes in leptin levels in your bloodstream. As a result, you feel hungry even with a sufficient amount of energy stored in your body. Leptin resistance also lowers your metabolic rate to preserve energy, which leads to weight gain. Basically, obesity is a state of chronic inflammation. Under this condition, many biochemical pathways and functions are altered because the communication between the brain and the gut is impaired and disrupted. When the gut microbiome is not in balance, nutrients are not being metabolized properly and completely. Instead of serving the fuel to the body's cells, they become metabolic byproducts and waste due to incomplete breakdown during the biochemical process. This metabolize and waste feed off unproductive bacteria and harmful pathogens in the gut and contribute to SIBO, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth. This leads to chronic inflammation in the gut. As we all know that abdominal fat is highly inflammatory because it enters the bloodstream quickly and contributes to diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. In TCM, fat is considered the buildup of waste in the body. Did you see how everything is connected here? The incomplete breakdown of nutrients leads to the accumulation of waste in the body, especially in the gut and the lymphatic system, which contributes to chronic inflammation and extended waistlines. The signaling molecules in the gut work as a mediator to communicate with the brain and other organs. They also influence the biochemical pathways in the distant sites. For example, when the communication between the brain and the gut is impaired, it can affect the synthesis of vitamin D, which in turn affects the immune function. You can see how important your gut health is from a holistic view. Many studies suggest the composition of microbiota or microbioflora in your gut can be the cause of obesity, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and other chronic conditions. Interestingly enough, studies have shown that the gut microbiota composition responds to the changes in the body weight and differs between thin people and those who are overweight. Each of us has a unique gut microbiome flora, just like our fingerprint. Healthy and balanced gut microbiota is a key to maintaining proper digestive function. It performs as a barrier in the gut and plays an important role in the immune system. In fact, human enzymes cannot break down most complex carbohydrates, and plant-based polysaccharides such as starch and fiber. They are fermented in the gut by its microbiota to produce energy for microbial growth and short-chain fatty acids, which not only serve as energy source, but also play an important role in the regulation of inflammation, gut motility, and wound healing. Research indicates that obesity is associated with the relative abundance of two dominant bacterial floras in the human gut. The increased proportion of formicutes and the decreased proportion of bacterial deeds. Formicutes-dominated microbiota demonstrate a lower level of functional diversity of the gut than bacterial deeds-dominated microbiota. This leads to the decreased metabolic diversity of byproducts that are generated by the gut microbiota and also impacts gut function. Furthermore, formicutes promote fatty acid absorption, which may be the cause of obesity. Several recent studies suggest that dietary composition and calorie intake appear to regulate intestinal microbial composition and function. A high-fat diet induces changes in the gut microbiota and inflammation in the small intestine, and these changes and inflammation of intestine lining can lead to obesity. Evidence indicates that a chronic increase in dietary fat is associated with changes in gut epithelial cells, which speeds up gastric emptying, affects gastrointestinal hormone secretion, and increases the energy intake of the host. Some gut epithelial cells are specialized endocrine cells. They synthesize, store, and release several different hormones and other bioactive molecules. These gut hormones are important in many different functions, both within the gut and acting as true hormones at different sites, such as the pancreas and the central nervous system. More important, gut hormones can both stimulate and inhibit food intake, plays a critical role in gastric emptying and appetite control, and also affects the digestive and absorptive capacity of the small intestine. How to promote a healthy gut function to prevent weight gain? Number 1, reduce the use of antibiotics. The use of antibiotics is well known to disturb the gut microbiota flora and change its composition. Antibiotics can increase the inflammation in the gut and lead to an increased risk of obesity, and obesity is a chronic inflammation. Moreover, the widespread use of antibiotics in the livestock industry to increase production may potentially affect our food chains. The use of antibiotics increases resistant harmful bacteria, and multiple antibiotic resistance has become a major concern in our healthcare system. Number 2, include prebiotics and probiotics in your diet. Prebiotics such as oligofructose and inulin are non-absorbed fermented short-chain carbohydrates that facilitate the increase of beneficial bacteria in the gut, such as bifidobacteria. They also improve glucose tolerance and normalize inflammatory markers. Probiotics are living microbes that provide therapeutic effects. One are ingested in sufficient amount. Oral supplementation of probiotics such as bifidobacteria, which are one of the major genera of bacteria in the human gut, demonstrate a broad range of beneficial health benefits, including regulating the intestinal microbiome balance, inhibiting pathogens and harmful bacteria in the gut mucosa, improving immune function and producing vitamins and other micronutrients. Foods that are rich in prebiotics are chicory root, artichoke, garlic, leek, onion, asparagus, and dandelion greens. Foods that contain probiotics are certain fermented foods, including sauerkraut, pickles, thyme, miso soup, and dark chocolate. Number 3, increase fiber and plant-based diet in your diet. Study indicates that rural populations have greater biodiversity of microbes compared to those who live in the big cities. Rural populations mainly consume plant-based food and plenty of fiber, fresh fruits and vegetables with very little meat and processed food. People in North America and other countries are exposed to environmental toxins and overly consume processed food. This may be explaining why rural populations tend to have a lower rate of food allergies, asthma, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Fiber not only helps remove the waste and toxins from your body, but also serve as a fuel to feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut and improves your gut function. Make sure to add more high fiber foods to your diet, such as dark leafy vegetables, leek, artichoke berries, beans, asparagus, and onions. Number 4, reduce saturated fat intake, especially animal fat intake. Research has shown that lipopolysaccharide is a gut microbiota-derived molecule that is produced in the gut from certain dead bacteria. It is a key molecule involved in inflammation and metabolic disease. A high-fat diet increases its serum levels and alters gut microbiota composition, which in turn promotes inflammation and oxidative stress in the gut. Did you know that meat produces 48% of waste in the body? Have you ever considered where this waste goes? Waistline? Recent research suggested that plant-based protein is superior to meat protein. Many Olympic champions are vegetarians, and they revealed that their big secret to success is a plant-based diet from a dietary perspective. Number 5, reduce the intake of simple sugar and sugar substitute. Sugar increases the production of inflammatory prostaglandins, which promotes chronic inflammation. Studies indicate that sugar substitutes, such as sucralose, can alter the gut microbiome flora by decreasing beneficial bacteria and promoting glucose intolerance, which indicates that artificial sweeteners have a detrimental effect on glucose metabolism in the body and lead to weight gain. Number 6, add omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidant-rich foods to your diet. Omega-3 fatty acids, such as DHA and EPA, can reduce inflammation by reducing the formation of pro-inflammatory prostaglandins. Foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids are fatty fish, hemp seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. Berries are rich in antioxidants such as flavonoids and anthocyanins. Flavonoids are the most widely distributed antioxidants from plants and help reduce the chronic inflammation process and protect healthy cells from damage caused by free radicals and oxidative stress. The high concentration of antioxidants has been shown to provide direct protection for the gut. Last but not the least, practice mindful eating. Mindful eating helps you enjoying the present moment by paying attention to the eating process and engaging your senses such as taste, smell, sight, and feeling while eating, so you can fully appreciate your meals. Mindful eating helps build connection and coordination between your body and brain and prevent overeating. It also helps to prevent indigestion due to fast eating pace. According to TCM, there are many important acupoints located in your gut. The cradle of energy is also located in your gut. A belly massage is a great way to boost your gut health. I explained in detail how to harness this secret energy to boost your gut health in my previous video called How to Harness 0-Point Energy to Boost Your Gut Health. In my next video, I will talk about simple strategies for a weight loss diet. I hope you enjoy the information. If you would like to book a healing session with me, please check the links in the description box below for a variety of readings and services that I offer. My healing session is based on a variety of healing modalities. Please subscribe to my channel to receive more information on holistic health and alternative medicine. I also send out weekly self-healing tips. You could subscribe to my newsletter in the description box below. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for my next episode of weight loss mini course.